everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have my special niece here. She is so cute. Look at her face. She's so adorable. She's 13 years old. Her name is Sydney, and I love her to death. She has great hair that I decided to do a little video on young teen hairstyling. Of course, I'm going to be using heat protectant before I do any heat product and curling onto her hair. And I'm just using a Chi heat setting spray, which is called the Iron Guard. And of course, I'll link everything in the info box below for you guys. So I sectioned her hair in many layers or rows or sections because her hair is extremely thick. She doesn't realize that she has gorgeous hair. I mean, she has hair to die for, and I am so jealous because it's so pretty. I mean, she doesn't know how to work with it, so she has me. So lucky her that she has an auntie like me who likes to play Barbie with her hair. Now, I am just going to be curling her hair, and I'm not really doing tight ringlets or curls. I'm just using a 1-inch barrel, and it's just going to be like a loose wave. And I left the end pieces sticking out because I don't want it to be so Shirley Temple-like. So I'm just going to go around to each section, and I'm just kind of rotating the barrel counter and clockwise because I want it to be very voluminous. Now, each of the sections I am spraying just a light working hairspray just to hold it in place, but I'm not shellacking it basically. I just want it to be nice and soft. Can you see how much hair she has? It's so crazy. I mean, when I was younger, I remember tying my hair in a ponytail, and I literally could just hold a ponytail with two, loops with that black hair tie that's around my wrist. Nowadays, I have to do like 5 or 6 times, and my hair is just thinning out. So playing with hair is just making me miss my thick hair as I did once when I was young. Oh, I also blame the company because I probably think the material is not as strong as before. So I'm just going to be curling left and right, as I mentioned, counter and counterclockwise, just all around her hair. And on the front, I'm just going to curl them outwards. And the first style I'm going to do is just basically hair down curled. Oh, she looks so funny right there. Hair down curled, and it's just going to be pinned back on the side just for a sweet teen look. And this look can be for weddings or just any events or just casual daily look as well too. And I'm just going to run my fingers through the hair so it's nice and soft. Make a nice part. Spray a little hairspray just to get the hairs in place. And I'm just going to take a little comb there and just comb it out. I'm just taking the front section along with her bangs there, twisting it outwards and pinning it into place. Again, her hair is a little bit thick, so I'm actually crossing 2 or 3 pins to hold it in place. Same thing, I'm just going to twist a little section. Covering her ears still, twisting that pin and locking it with another pin. Fluffing it up, and here is the first look. Hair down, pin to the side. Now the second look, I'm just going to take everything down, and I'm going to start doing a Dutch braid just at the hairline. I'm holding the braid pretty tight at the moment, but as I'm done with the braid, I'm going to start loosening it up to make it a bit wider looking. So a Dutch braid is actually the braid where it kind of sticks outwards. And a traditional braid is when you braid in and it kind of is more tucked in. I feel like with darker hair colors, a Dutch braid is a little bit better for the style just because you can kind of show more of the braids. Usually with blonde hairs and lighter colored, it shows it a lot, which I love working with. But with darker hairs, I try to do a Dutch braid so it has a little bit more texture and more visible. And as I'm braiding towards the nape of her neck, I'm twisting her so that way the braid is a little bit more tucked in because I am going to be pinning it under her neckline. So like I mentioned, I'm going to break open the braids a bit to make it a little bit wider looking. And this is kind of cute because it kind of looks like a headband. So just taking a pin, I'm just going to lock it flat against her neckline. And then I'm going to fluff it out. And you can actually style it like this if you like, but we're actually going to do 2 braids on both sides. Once again, I'm doing a Dutch braid, and as I braid closer to her neckline, I am turning her so the braid is a little bit more tighter against her head. Here I am spreading that braid apart, and I'm going to pin that middle section together, and I'm basically just going to pin the braids on both sides along her hairline. And now for the middle section, I'm going to tease a little bit because I'm going to be doing a loose, loopy kind of updo. And I'm basically just twisting each section. So I'm locking the braids into place, and for the middle section here, I'm basically just doing a little light back combing, and I'm just giving a little height, but I'm not going to be using a curler anymore since her hair does have a little bit of wave and texture to it. I'm basically just putting little sections into large little barrels using my fingers and just rolling it into place. And I'm just twisting it again, counter and clockwise. Secure with extra pins if needed. And I'm just going to pull little hairs on the edge of her hairline to make it look a bit softer and whimsical. Spraying a little hairspray into place. And you have a little braided messy updo. So this last look is going to be similar to the second look. I'm basically going to take everything down, including the braids. And again, I'm not going to be using another curling iron just because she has a lot of body and texture to her hair ready. I'm going to start on the top of her head, and I'm going to do a higher position of some height. Look how silly she looks. And I'm just going to basically back comb very lightly, combing it back, and just on the center part, I'm just going to pin it into place to give a little bit of a starting point. So I'm going to section the 2 sides and create a high pony, and the high pony is just going to basically start right at the end of that bump where I created. This look is going to be similar to the second, however it's going to be more of a high princess messy bun look with braids as well. So I'm going to start off with the braid in the front, and I'm just doing the same Dutch braid. Again, I'm braiding the braid nice and tight, but I'm going to separate the braid as soon as I'm done at the very bottom. This time as I'm braiding, I'm not really concerned about turning her as much and kind of allowing that braid to go against her head shape. I'm basically just going to wrap that braid around her ponytail, And that will kind of create a little base of where the bun is going to be placed at. So I'm going to back comb her ponytail just a little bit to give a little bit of more body, because I don't want that bun to be limpy and thin. I want it to be a little bit more poofy. So as I do back comb each section, again, I'm just doing little barrel rounds with my fingers, and I'm just doing it in different directions so her bump looks a bit fuller. Some people, I do need to add a hair sock or sock bun, but again, with my niece, her hair is so thick, you don't need one. And it's just really easy, simple twists. There's no right or wrong way. Just make sure you secure it with a pin so the bun doesn't loosen up. It's always easy working in small sections. Oh, my niece is telling me a secret here. I'm basically just twisting it over, around each other, covering any bald spots. And that is basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Bye!